topic today is to study about natural gas and to study about petrochemicals and then conservation. So first सबसे पहले हम शुरू करते हैं natural gas की कहानी से. आइए, ठीक है. So some confusions also children create. Natural gas. Name itself suggests that it's a gas that is given to you by nature. Okay. Natural gas is also a fossil fuel. Natural gas is also a fossil fuel. Have you understood? Okay. Now fossil fuel means again same issue, formed from remains of dead plants, animals, under the in the absence of sunlight, and then air, and then conditions of high temperature, pressure, bacterial decomposition. So that whole process is known as carbonization. And in that carbonization, wow, she's in a park now. So in that carbonization, what happened? Natural gas is also a type of fossil fuel. Now, iske upar confused nahi hona hai. Now, let's understand where you get it and how it is different from petroleum gas. Okay, let's just understand first thing, which was crude oil. Crude oil, also known as petroleum, is actually found between two layers of between the layers of two impervious rocks. Do you understand? So crude oil हमें कहाँ मिलता था? Crude oil हमें मिलता था oil well में, right? और ये oil well में हमारे पास क्या होता था? Impervious rocks, and between two layers of such impervious rock, you used to get what is known as, 1 minute, oil and water used to be there. So the oil is it will hang up. I think you need to give me 2 minutes. Okay, I'll help it. Yeah, now it has restored. So you used to get this crude oil between two impervious layers of rock, where oil used to be right at the top and water used to be there. Now natural gas की जब हम बात करते हैं ना, the natural gas, one way can be found that it can be above crude oil or petroleum. Do you understand? That means when you are drilling this particular, what you call, oil well, पहले आपको gas निकलेगा. Here a lot of sound will be there because these gases are under pressure. जैसे प्रेशर कुकर की सीटी बजती है ना, हाँ, ऑयल वेल जैसे प्रेशर कुकर की सीटी जैसे 5 फूश करके से आवाज आएगा पूरा. तो ये एक हो गया. इसीलिए हमें आपको क्या कहता था कि there are oil wells of two types. Some oil wells are gas rich, some oil wells are oil rich, and they don't have any gas, they have only oil. Some have got oil and gas both. In some we have more of oil and less of gas, some we can have more of gas and less of oil. Have you understood? That way, this is one way in which it can occur, and the other way it can occur is directly, and then it is occurring as a natural gas deposit. You don't need any crude oil or any petroleum layer, sorry, what you call, any crude oil or any petroleum deposits where you will find it. ये अकेले भी पाया जा सकता है. तो चीज को आराम से समझते हैं. Natural gas, a gas that is formed given by nature. ये गैस मुझे दो तरीके से मिल सकता है. One, above a oil well where you are digging for petroleum, so you can get natural gas there also, और standalone भी मिल सकता है. For example, like countries like Bangladesh, place like Tripura, ये सब में हमें ऑयल नहीं मिलता है, हमें सिर्फ स्टैंडअलोन नेचुरल गैस मिलता है. Whereas if you see places like KG basin, वहां थोड़ा ऑयल भी मिलता है. कृष्णा गोदावरी basin, you get oil also. Yeah, in Assam you get oil also, you get natural gas also. So if you try to look at how it is poised in India, so in the northeast you have Assam, you have Tripura, where you can write these things down. You have Assam and Tripura, which have got huge deposits of natural gas. You have Rajasthan, then you have Maharashtra also, you have Gujarat, then you have the KG basin. ये सब जगह में natural gas भर भर के हमारे पास है. ठीक है, समझ में आया? अब दूसरा confusion जो बच्चे करते हैं, you remember when we were refining crude oil as a process of fractional distillation, we got something called petroleum gases. The first product, crude oil को refine करते ही petroleum gas था. याद कीजिए, if you must have written that, right? So we need to understand that item also. So this is crude oil, and once this picture is clear with you, everything is clear. This is crude oil. When I refine crude oil, and the process is known as what? Fractional distillation. The first product I get is known as petroleum gases. This is the input to manufacture something called LPG. Have you understood? Natural gas का इसके साथ कोई लेना देना नहीं है. नेचुरल गैस टोटली एक अलग चीज है. नेचुरल गैस, ये नेचुरल गैस हमें कहां से मिलता है? दिस नेचुरल गैस इज ऑब्टेन्ड एज अ फॉसिल फ्यूल. And as a fossil fuel, there are two ways you can get it. You can get it associated with an oil well, or you can get it standalone.
Sir,
Yes, sir.
what can you say?
No, you take your comfort. Abhigya, no issues. You take your comfort. Be at your comfort. No problems. Okay. So you can get it standalone or you can get it from an oil well. Is this clear now? Okay. This natural है तो हम तो इसको पढ़ रहे हैं. मैंने कहा इसके साथ कंफ्यूज मत हो जाइए. अब ये नेचुरल गैस जो है ना, ये एक एक्सीलेंट फ्यूल है. अब इसके बारे में थोड़ा पढ़ते हैं. इसका मेन कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंट बताओ. मैंने बताया था पहले दिन क्या है? मीथेन. या नहीं, दैट इज कोल. इसका मीथेन है. अराउंड 80 to 90% विल बी मीथेन. और हम अगर इसके मेन कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंट की बात करें, इथेन, दैट इज कोल गैस. मिश्का, हाँ होता है ना, इसीलिए दिस इज इथेन. दोनों में यही फर्क है. मीथेन एंड इथेन आर ऑल्सो टाइप्स ऑफ हाइड्रोकार्बन्स ओनली. दे आर बोथ, they fall under the family of hydrocarbon. Methane is also a hydrocarbon. This is also a hydrocarbon. And this one is also a hydrocarbon. Means they have only hydrogen and carbon in their constituent. ये भी hydrocarbon, ये भी hydrocarbon. दोनों hydrocarbon. आज हम इसको पढ़ रहे हैं. इसका मेन कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंट मीथेन है और ये एक एक्सेलेंट फ्यूल है बेटा. एक्सीलेंट फ्यूल. और आप एक्सीलेंट फ्यूल को आगे पढ़ोगे बिकॉज दिस हैज अ वेरी हाई कैलोरिफिक वैल्यू. कैलोरिफिक वैल्यू मींस इट्स अ मेजर ऑफ द एनर्जी दैट यू गेट. इससे बहुत ज्यादा एनर्जी हमें मिलता है. ये एक्सीलेंट फ्यूल इसलिए है क्योंकि ये क्लीन है. ठीक है. देन डज नॉट नीड एनीथिंग टू बी मिक्स्ड विथ इट. एनीथिंग to be mixed with it. ठीक है. फिर क्या है? क्लीन है. leaves no residue. leaves no residue. Understood? It leaves no residue. क्या यहाँ जब बुक बंद करके बैठे हैं? Does not need anything to be mixed with it. Okay. And since it does not need, and the main and the most important है easily transportable. Okay. Now there is a difference how you transport this one and how you transport this one. This fellow is usually transported in cylinders or in bullets. You know bullet? वो जो ट्रक के ऊपर बड़ा सा टैंकर जिसको आप बोलते हो ना, that is like the shape of a bullet. That is called an LPG bullet. What you call as an LPG tanker is called an LPG bullet. So this goes either in a cylinder because it is liquid. This is not liquid. It's gas. Okay, this is gas. This is liquid. So this goes as in cylinders or this goes in tankers, which is known as bullets. Okay, and those bullets can be carried by vehicles or can be carried in ships also. Whereas this one is easily transportable, and since it has a very high pressure or इसका pressure रहता है, so we can usually transport it through pipelines. अंडरग्राउंड पाइपलाइन से, लाइक वेयर आई वाज बोर्न. जैसे हम लोग असम में मैं बोलता हूँ ना, हमारे यहाँ बचपन से मैंने देखा है देयर आर अंडरग्राउंड पाइपलाइंस थ्रू व्हिच गैसेस. सो नेचुरल गैस कैन बी यूज्ड फॉर टू वेज. वन इज इंडस्ट्रियल, जिसके ऊपर मैं और बात करूंगा. अब सबसे पहले मैं इसके डोमेस्टिक की बात कर लेता हूँ. डोमेस्टिक मतलब हाउस होल्ड में जब हम यूज करते हैं. डोमेस्टिक इट इज यूज्ड फॉर कुकिंग. यू वोंट सी दिस हियर. यहाँ नहीं दिखता है हमें. बॉम्बे में दिखेगा आपको, Delhi में दिखेगा IGL, and in northeast you will see Vadodara also you will see. Okay. CNG is compressed natural gas. That will come to it. So when you're using it in domestic, we call it PNG, piped natural gas. समझ में आया? दिस इज कॉल्ड पाइप नेचुरल गैस. तो जो नेचुरल गैस आपका मिट्टी से निकल आ रहा है उसको थोड़ा सा प्रेशराइज करेगा और एंड इट एक्चुअली इज फ्लोइंग इन पाइप. दैट इज व्हाट वी आर यूजिंग. एंड एरियाज वेयर नेचुरल गैस इज फाउंड, लाइक एज आई सेड, मुंबई में है, दिल्ली में है, इन असम यू हैव, इन वडोदरा यू हैव, द एंटायर सिटी हैज गॉट अ पाइपलाइन. वेरी चीप फ्यूल, वेरी वेरी एक्सेलेंट. और ये डीजल एंड पेट्रोल जैसा नहीं है. डीजल पेट्रोल व्हेनेवर दे विल बर्न दे कॉज लॉट ऑफ पोल्यूशन बिकॉज डीजल हैज गॉट सल्फर इन इट. इससे सल्फर डाइऑक्साइड बनता है जो हमारे सेहत के लिए एकदम अच्छा नहीं है. Whereas सीएनजी को जब आप जलाओगे ना, there is सीएनजी, तो मैं I have not come to it. When you burn natural gas, the only output you are giving is carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is not harmful to you as a health, but too much of carbon dioxide leads to greenhouse effect due to which warming takes place. गर्म हो जाता है, लेकिन सेहत के लिए खराब नहीं है. लेकिन जो पेट्रोल और डीजल का एग्जॉस्ट है ना, दैट इज नॉट गुड फॉर सेहत एट ऑल. आर यू अंडरस्टैंडिंग दिस? सो डोमेस्टिक में हम इसे पीएनजी में यूज करते हैं, पाइप नेचुरल गैस, एंड इट इज एन एक्सीलेंट फ्यूल. व्हाई इज इट एन एक्सीलेंट फ्यूल? इट हैज गॉट वेरी गुड कैलोरीफिक वैल्यू, इट इज क्लीन, इट लीव्स नो रेसिड्यू. कोई रेसिड्यू नहीं है. हम लकड़ी जलाते हैं तो कितना ऐश फॉर्म होता है, यहाँ कोई ऐश नहीं है. डज नॉट नीड एनीथिंग टू बी मिक्स विद इट. इसमें कोई चीज मिक्स करने की जरूरत नहीं है, दैट यू हैव टू मिक्स वन मोर थिंग एंड देन इट बिकम्स अ फ्यूल. नो, readily you can burn it and easily transportable through pipeline network. Have you understood this part? Okay, now let us go to the industrial use of natural gas. So out here I have got natural gas, natural gas. Now one of the use of it was in domestic, और डोमेस्टिक में हम नेचुरल गैस को कभी भी सिलेंडर में नहीं भरते हैं. डोमेस्टिक में नहीं है. डोमेस्टिक में नेचुरल गैस को सिलेंडर में नहीं भरा जाता है. डोमेस्टिक मींस हाउस होल्ड कुकिंग. हाउस होल्ड कुकिंग, हाउस होल्ड कुकिंग में ये सिर्फ और सिर्फ पाइपलाइन के जरिए जाता है. Those are not natural gas. Those are propane. If you see in US and all people cook by propane. Ethane के आगे एक और फैमिली है propane. That is even a better one, but again costly. इंडिया में इतना महंगा आप यूज नहीं कर पाएंगे. So domestic में जब आप यूज कर रहे हैं household cooking के लिए, you are using it through pipeline. Have you understood? Okay. Then comes the industrial use. And before I come to the industrial use, let me also come to what is known as the transportation use. ट्रांसपोर्टेशन में हम क्या करते हैं? नेचुरल गैस विच इज रिटन एज एनजी, इसको हम कंप्रेस करेंगे. कंप्रेस मींस यू कंप्रेस इट, प्रेशराइज कर देंगे. कंप्रेस करके इसको हम बनाते हैं सीएनजी. दिस इज नोन एज कंप्रेस्ड नेचुरल गैस एंड दिस विल बी स्टोर्ड इन अ सिलेंडर एंड दिस इज व्हाट इज स्टोर्ड इन योर कार्स में जैसे रहता है ना. लाइक इफ यू गो टू मुंबई एंड दिल्ली, मुंबई में तो सीएनजी है, you can't, the boot space of the car is half occupied by the cylinder itself, so they will have restriction on the size of suitcase that you bring, or it has to go on the carrier. Are you clear with this? This is known as CNG. CNG is very high pressure, and the best part of CNG is that CNG burns with no residue. CNG will only give you carbon dioxide and वाटर वेपर. हाँ, डेंजरस है, बट डेंजरस तो हर कोई चीज है. इलेक्ट्रिसिटी आप रोज सो रहे हो, वो डेंजरस नहीं है. अनसेफ प्रोटोकॉल में अगर आप काम करेंगे तो डेंजरस है. अगर आप सेफ्टी के साथ चलोगे तब डेंजरस नहीं है. सो सीएनजी व्हेन इट बर्न्स लीव्स नो रेसिड्यू. द ओनली आउटपुट यू गेट इज कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड एंड वाटर वेपर. दिस इज वाटर मींस दिस इज वाटर वेपर and carbon dioxide. Have you understood? These two gases do not cause you any harm. Whereas when diesel burns, diesel will release a lot of sulfur and sulfur products, which are not good for eyes, which are not good for our lungs or anything. That's the reason in Delhi right now, the government has stopped any sort of public transport is always on CNG. You cannot have a diesel bus, you cannot have a diesel auto, you cannot have a diesel taxi, and public में petrol में भी taxi नहीं है. मतलब जो उबर कैब्स एंड ऑल जो है ना, Taxis, the yellow plate cars, they are not even in petrol. They can run only if they are CNG or if you are electric. Have you understood? Electric होने से आप और clean हो गए हैं. Yeah.
What about the efficiency?
Which is better means?
Efficiency. Like, which burns better and
This burns better. Compared to whom?
compared to CNG? PNG, sir.
No, PNG and this both are same products. They will both burn. The only difference is PNG is a low pressure variant. This is a high pressure variant. सामान एक ही है. देखो ये हाई प्रेशर क्यों करते हैं? क्योंकि गाड़ी a car cannot have a feed continuously ना. The car has to carry. So how do you carry? How do, when you go to somebody's house, like this girl has now gone to a relative's place. Can she every day wear a clothes everywhere and go? She must have packed everything in her suitcase. So she has taken it in compressed form. जब जब जो चाहिए निकाल के पहनते रहो. Have you understood? ये घर जो है ये बेटा ये स्टेशनरी चीज है, ये मूव नहीं कर रहा है, तो इसको हम पाइपलाइन से सप्लाई दे सकते हैं, इसको नहीं दे सकते हैं. ठीक है. Now let's see the industrial use. In industries there are two types of uses of it. One is it is used as a fuel in iron and steel or in industries, and we will see what are the class of industries. It can be used as fuel, like in Assam it is used as fuel for the tea industry. ठीक है. Plywoods, जो भी industry है plywood यहाँ जा सकता है. One big industry that it goes to is called petrochemicals, जो कि हम आगे देखेंगे. Petrochemical. Okay, this part we will study. And another is it's used in gas turbines. We will understand what is a gas turbine, and this is for power generation. Power generation. Now let's understand the story of power generation. थोड़ा सा इस स्लाइड के वापस आएंगे, पहले समझते हैं पावर कैसे जनरेट होता है. Children, whenever you like, we also have power failure, so we all say what? Generator चालू करो, generator चालू करो. अब generator जो है ना, generator is a device which actually has a shaft जिसको आपको घुमाना पड़ेगा. ऐसे ही चालू नहीं होगा generator. Generator is a device जिसको घुमाना पड़ेगा. Like, I don't know, nowadays cycles don't have it. Nowadays in cycles we used to have dynamos, and the dynamo used to get coupled with the cycle tire, and as you pedal the dynamo rotates and power is produced. Now let's understand in our Pebble City how is the generator giving us power. So whenever the power fails, you will see something starts up. So what we have here is a diesel engine, just like a truck, nothing more than a truck, just like a truck. It's got a diesel engine. And what do you feed here? You feed diesel. आप इसको diesel feed करते जाते हो, the diesel engine starts. So whenever and it's auto start, the diesel engine start like a bus, और ये जैसे इस engine का shaft घूमता है, you couple it with the generator shaft, और ये generator को घुमाना start कर देता है. ठीक है? This is a very costly way of power generation, very costly way, because diesel is much costly. तो इसको अब हम कैसे कैसे कर सकते हैं? Another way that we can turn this generator, so this diesel is one option, and this can work only as a stopgap. इससे आप रोज power नहीं generate कर सकते हो. It will be very costly. Then let's go to some place like, let's say, Kashmir area or Kerala and Tamil Nadu, or the Srisailam area out here, where we have hydropower. Hydropower. तो hydropower में कैसा रहता है? You have the generator, and generator will have, this is called the turbine blades of the generator, and the water falls on these turbine blades. और जैसे water fall करेगा ये इसको rotate करता है. हाँ, this is called hydropower stations. Okay. Another form of power stations which we have in, as I said, Ramagundam में, those are known as thermal power station. Thermal power station. और thermal power station क्या करेगा? कोल को burn करेगा. कोल को बर्न करने के बाद, सो हाइड्रो पावर इसको किससे घुमाता है? वाटर से घुमाता है. थर्मल पावर इसको कैसे घुमाएगा? स्टीम से घुमाएगा. स्टीम. सो हाइड्रो पावर, थर्मल पावर प्लांट्स विल बर्न लॉट ऑफ कोल. कोल विल हीट अप वाटर. वाटर विल प्रोड्यूस स्टीम, एंड हाई प्रेशर स्टीम. स्टीम हैज गॉट लॉट ऑफ पावर. स्टीम इंजन तो स्टीम से ही चलते हैं ना. जैसे स्टीम इसके ऊपर इंजेक्ट होगा, ये घूमना स्टार्ट हो जाता है, एंड दोज आर कॉल्ड थर्मल पावर प्लांट्स. वी ऑल आर डिपेंडेंट ऑन दैट. If you replace the coal by uranium, then it is called nuclear power plant. उसमें यूरेनियम हमारे पास भी है, कुंदन कालन इन चेन्नई, वी हैव गॉट न्यूक्लियर पावर प्लांट्स आर देयर इन इंडिया आल्सो, बॉम्बे पूरा न्यूक्लियर पावर प्लांट फ्रॉम भाभा एटॉमिक रिसर्च सेंटर के पास. तो व्हाट हैपेंस, द यूरेनियम इज यूज्ड टू हीट द वाटर and then again steam is produced and that steam will go on. The good part is when you use coal, you are actually giving a lot of residue like coal dust, coal ash. यूरेनियम का कोई क्लीन फ्यूल है, बट डेंजरस मतलब बहुत ज्यादा पावर जनरेट करता है, ठीक है ना. 1 gram uranium will give fuel, will can replace 10,000 kgs of coal, high grade coal. Just imagine. That is uranium's power. So the power cost becomes very less. अगर हम यूरेनियम से पावर जनरेट करते हैं ना, then electricity will become damn cheap. Have you understood? So in these we are using what? Steam turbine. So understand the procedure. There is a turbine blade and these turbine blades have to be rotated. They have to be rotated. If you rotate it by falling water, it is called a hydro power project or a hydro turbine. If you are rotating with the steam, then it's a steam turbine. ठीक है. और जो फाइटर एयरक्राफ्ट्स और एयरक्राफ्ट्स के अंदर जो इंजन्स होते हैं ना, वो होते हैं जेट. उसमें पूरा जेट बर्निंग होके पूरा गैसेस का जेट फ्लू जाके उसको घुमाना स्टार्ट करता है, वहां भी टर्बाइन है. Now in case of what you call natural gas, we have something called GEGs, gas engine turbine. Instead of the engine running with diesel, the engine is running with gas. जैसे आपका CNG का गाड़ी है, वही वाला engine यहाँ पे बैठा हुआ है, much more sophisticated. So the gas engine turbine is again a very cheap way because natural gas is very cheap. So natural gas is fed to the engine and the engine starts rotating the turbine and you're getting power. So that was what we were trying to say here, that there is a gas turbine and the better word for these are known as, अगर आप जानना चाहते हैं for knowledge purpose, we call it the GEG, gas engine generators. And then you have got gas turbine generators also. These are called GEGs, gas engine generators. इसको आप सीधा, it's the same engine. Instead of diesel, what is it eating? Natural gas. And that will rotate the turbine that is used for power generation. So just see, natural gas के कितने uses हैं. अगर आपका deposit, and natural gas जहां मिलेगा भरमार में मिलेगा आपको. As I told you, in my childhood, since piping was such a costly affair and you just can't transport, there's so much abundant available, it is still available in Assam. The piping cost used to be so much, and it's not about piping. If you pipe it also and you want to send it to different parts of the country, you have to pressurize it, you have to increase pressure. Those facilities was not there. So what they used to do, उड़ा देता है. 24/7 I have seen from my childhood, gas ऊपर जल रहा है, ऐसे flaring बोलते हैं इसको. What is it known as? Flaring. Gas flare करते रहता है. And we used to cook. Huh? Yeah, pollution. Yeah, pollution is there, but again, the pollution is, as I told you, carbon dioxide. No, it's flared from high top. So flaring चलते रहता है. And we and such was our royalty in my childhood. Like we used to have 4 gas burners in our house, in our quarters. 2 we used to use for veg, 2 for non-veg, and there's no meter or anything. 24/7 जितना इच्छा आप चलाइए, use कीजिए, free. तो उन जमाने में सोचो, उस जमाने में भी फ्री, आज भी फ्री है. People must be charged some 10 rupees or 15 rupees, nothing more than that, because it's available. So ये इसलिए कह रहा हूँ ना, ये this is a wonderful thing. Now see, now this is not in course, but if you want to understand, now natural gas is also shipped from one place to another place. How they ship it? They compress it and liquefy it. So there are something called LNG is also one variant. आपके बुक में नहीं है, पर आप जानना चाहो तो LNG, जैसे liquefied petroleum gas, liquefied natural gas. So I want to buy natural gas from country in Gulf, then this ships आते हैं बड़े बड़े, उन्हें हम कहते हैं VLGC, very large gas carriers, and those ships will be having what? LNGs. In fact, there is a place called Dahej in Gujarat, उस जगह का नाम ही है दहेज, उसमें एक LNG terminal है इंडिया में. Every outside ship comes and it dumps, and then you can use that LNG back in your country. तो ऐसा नहीं है कि natural gas cannot go. अब तो इंडिया से UAE तक आगे पाइपलाइन की भी बात चल रही है through the sea. One will be one metro and one will be with this. So when you all grow up, these things will be much, much better. Have you understood natural gas? One thing which we have not discussed about is this part. This is your lifeline. आज आप जो भी चीज देख रहे हो वो इसके लिए देख रहे हैं हम, ठीक है ना। सो द बुक will again limit yourself, making you study petrochemical, but what we have in reality is known as a gas cracker plant. गैस को क्रैक करना है, क्रैक मींस ब्रेक करते हैं। गैस में बड़े बड़े मॉलिक्यूल्स रहते हैं, so you yeah it's a big molecule is broken into two smaller molecules out of which one will be very useful. Those are known as gas cracker plant. तो आइए इस स्टोरी को अभी देखते हैं, the story of petrochemicals. Is natural gas clear with everyone? What is natural gas? A fossil fuel which is it is a fossil fuel which is available naturally as a deposit inside the earth. It is either available along with an oil well or available standalone as a deposit. Natural gas is an excellent fuel. What you may be asked is CNG. CNG is the compressed version of natural gas where it is used for transportation. Natural gas directly can be used in industry as well as in household. Household, you can use it as PNG, piped natural gas for cooking. In industry, you can use it as a fuel for all industries who need energy. Plus, one of the big use of it is in power generation. It can be also used for generation of power. And in India, natural gas deposits are found in Northeast as well as in KG Basin, Rajasthan, Maharashtra and all. ठीक है, आइए अब देखते हैं पेट्रोकेमिकल की कहानी। Petrochemicals. The word itself says these are chemicals which you actually derive from, chemicals derived from petroleum. Now, not only petroleum, they can be also derived from natural gas. तो इसके दो feeds है. Either petroleum can give you the chemicals that you obtain from petroleum or the chemicals that you obtain from natural gas. Now, what are these chemicals? These are those chemicals which are a part of your everyday life. एक एक करके बात करते हैं, ठीक है। All the switches that you see, switches, switchboard, ये जो देख रहे हो white color के, ये बनते हैं इन सब चीजों से, PVC और polycarbonate. Okay, what is PVC? PVC stands for polyvinyl chloride. Polyvinyl chloride and polycarbonates, all the white colors that you see. Then bakelite. प्रेशर कुकर देखा है आपने? प्रेशर कुकर हैंडल में ब्लैक पार्ट देखा है? That is bakelite, right? Bakelite is an PVC's full form is polyvinyl, VINYL, polyvinyl chloride. ठीक है। कपड़े पहनते हैं आप, क्या कपड़े पहनते हैं? रेयन, नायलन, these are all synthetic fibers. So all sort of synthetic fibers हम यहां से बना सकते हैं। देखो आप देखते जाओ, सारे चीजें यहीं से आते हैं, synthetic fibers, ठीक है, नायलॉन, रेयन. Then we can make something called acrylic. Acrylic is the plastic version for wool. Plastic वुल जिसे हम कहते हैं, इससे आप स्वेटर्स बना सकते हो, जैकेट्स बना सकते हो, जो वुल की तरह ही काम करेगा लेकिन बहुत ही सस्ता होगा। जैसे आप दिल्ली वैली में जाते हो ना, सर्दियों में जाना, 200 रुपए सरोजनी मार्केट में ले जाइए, स्वेटर देखिए 200 रुपए 200 रुपए में इतना हाई एंड स्वेटर कैसे दे रहा है? वो एक्रेलिक का है, वो वुल नहीं है, शीप का वुल नहीं है, लेकिन काम उतना ही करेगा आपका, ठीक है। एंड बेटर पार्ट इज ये स्वेटर में कभी भी इंसेक्ट का अटैक नहीं होगा क्योंकि ये आर्टिफिशियल है। देन वी हैव गॉट समथिंग अनदर कॉल्ड पेट बॉटल्स, थम्स अप का बॉटल जो आप देखते हैं, एंड ऑल द मसाला बॉटल्स दैट यू हैव इन योर किचन राइट नाउ, पेट, those bottles are known as PET bottles, PET. There's a full form of this which will be very high for you right now. So PET bottles, PET is a class of plastic. This is not doggy and cat pet. This is a class of plastic. Pets are used. PET means PET bottle. PET bottles and jars. ये जो आप स्टोरेज रखते हो ना, भुजिया एंड ऑल दिस थिंग्स, जो सुंदर सा किचन, गिरने पर भी नहीं टूटता है, देखिए मजेदार बोतल, ये सब कहते हैं पेट बॉटल। Then you have got melamine. You know what is melamine? When the caterer comes to you for a birthday party or out here in clubhouse में से plates देता है ना प्लास्टिक की तरह, अनब्रेकेबल प्लेट्स, ये देखिए फुटपाथ में सेल करते रहेगा, देखना, गिरा दिया फिर भी नहीं टूटा। Those are all melamine. Melamine is also used for making both things. One is used for making utensils and it is also used for making fireproof garments. Fireproof. melamine हो गया. इतना हुआ. इसके बाद देखिए पेट्रोकेमिकल से आप क्या बना सकते हो? फर्टिलाइजर्स. देन यू कैन मेक ऑर्गेनिक कंपाउंड्स. अब ये ऑर्गेनिक कंपाउंड्स किस में यूज हो सकते हैं? एनीथिंग दैट यू कैन थिंक अबाउट, राइट फ्रॉम मेडिसिन टू परफ्यूम्स टू टॉयलेटरीज टू कॉस्मेटिक्स, व्हाट नॉट. देन मेकिंग प्लास्टिक्स. अब आप अपने बॉडी में चारों ओर देखो, इसको देखो, इसका घड़ी का स्ट्रैप प्लास्टिक. कहां से बना है? पेट्रोकेमिकल्स. घड़ी का बॉडी प्लास्टिक, चश्मा प्लास्टिक. हम चारों ओर, अच्छा हमने एक और इंडस्ट्री देखा ही नहीं, पेंट्स. देन सॉल्वेंट्स, medicines, all these are coming from the organic compound family. So petrochemicals are a part. Petrochemical industry is the main feeder or the main supplier to everything that you are today using in your daily life, right from garments to medicines to cosmetics to fertilizers to automobile parts. जहां भी आप देख लो, ये सब कहां से बन रहे हैं? Petrochemicals. And in India we have, जैसे ये पेट्रोकेमिकल्स का एक रिलायंस का है इन जामनगर, दैट इज बिग. ऑल्सो यू हैव, देयर इज अ प्लेस इन उत्तर प्रदेश नेम्ड एज पाटा, PATA. यहाँ पे एक और कंपनी है, उसका नाम है UPPC, उत्तर प्रदेश पेट्रोकेमिकल्स लिमिटेड. रिलायंस पेट्रोकेमिकल्स, वी आर वेरी गुड इन इट, सेल्फ सफिशिएंट हम लोग हैं. एंड दीज आर द फीडर्स टू ऑल द इंडस्ट्री. अगर ये इंडस्ट्री अपना बेस कंपाउंड नहीं बनाएगा ना, these compounds are called, they don't make any finished goods. Don't expect them to make that watch strap. They will make something which are known as intermediates. Their products will be bought by a crayon and stationery company also. Their products will be bought by an automobile company also. Their products will be bought by a defense industry also. Their products will be bought by a fertilizer industry also. Their products will be bought by a medicine industry, paint industry, whatever. Have you understood? So how important is natural gas? Natural gas can give a feeder to petrochemical industry, whereas the LPG can also, और पेट्रोलियम से जो हमारा पेट्रोलियम से जो आता है, इससे भी आप फीड देके ये केमिकल्स निकाल सकते हैं. What are these chemicals? These are all artificial synthetic chemicals and have become a part of your daily life. You cannot rule them out. बन ही नहीं सकता है. Clear? जैसे आप कोल गैस में पढ़ते थे ना, कोल गैस से आपको सिर्फ एरोमेटिक और थोड़ा सा कोल टार, टोलुइन, नैप्था एंड ऑल, यहां तो उसका पूरा whole family is produced. Are we fine on natural gas and petrochemicals? Or do you want a little bit of a roundup on petrochemicals? What are petrochemicals? Petrochemicals are the chemicals that are obtained from petroleum and natural gas. Petrochemicals form the basis for all the intermediates from everything that we use in our day-to-day life. It might be the fertilizer industry, the medicine industry, the pharmaceutical industry, the food industry. जहां भी आप देखो पेट्रोकेमिकल से, फर्नीचर का इंडस्ट्री देख लो. बस आपको सोचना है और लिखना है. मैंने तो आपको बताया, घर के स्विच बोर्ड से लेके, घर के बाथरूम से लेके, जिस बेड में आप सोते हो उससे लेके A to Z, नो पेट्रोकेमिकल्स नो लाइफ. ठीक है, अब चलते हैं on our last topic of discussion, which is conservation of resources. और ये है सबसे डिबेटेबल, conservation of resources. Conservation of resources. Now, this is something, if you want to have a Rattu Gyan, then I'll first tell you the Rattu Gyan and then let's go to the actual Gyan. The Rattu Gyan says that you are using natural resources. They are limited. है ना? They are non-renewable resources. So you have to be very judicious when you're using them. You just can't use them the way you want. Either you have to find alternatives. Nowadays, we are looking very much for alternatives. Otherwise, as a generation, when you all grow up, I don't know how much you all know. I used to be hearing that petroleum is going to last for 30 more years or 30 more years. Now I don't know, that 30 more years must have come to 20 or 25 more years. So already a lot of work is being done now on electric vehicles. Can electric vehicles survive? In fact, electric vehicles was it's a very old idea. Electric vehicle was brought when Ford used to make cars. Before that, electric vehicles had come, but people did not appreciate that idea. Now we are going back to that idea again. Can electric vehicles come? So how do you use it? Judicious use of resources. Now some of the ways is like, you children, if you are not at a room, power saved is power produced. Always remember, power saved is power produced. So you should not just जैसे बहुत होते हैं summers. Now summers the power demand goes up very high because everybody will be using air conditioners and all. Is there some moment you can do without air conditioner? If yes, do it without an air conditioner. And when it is mandatory, please put on air conditioner. आप एयर कंडीशनर डाल के बाहर चले जाते हो, रूम खुला है, एयर कंडीशनर चल रहा है, आप दरवाजा खोल के रख दिए हो. Vehicles should always be serviced properly. If you are at a traffic junction, then you should, every traffic junction now has got a timer associated with it. If you are idling more than 10-20 seconds, 10 seconds, you should shut off your engine. In fact, the new TVS Jupiter and all these bikes, they have got an auto mode. Even my bike has a scooter has an auto mode. उसमें जैसे 10 seconds हो जाता है ना ट्रैफिक में, after 10 seconds it automatically shuts off. Nishka is fully CV. Just again give the accelerator, it automatically starts up. You need not press any button or anything. Just throttle it, it starts again. ठीक है? Then tuning of engines. Your engine should be tuned. Your tires should be properly inflated. If your tires are not properly inflated, then what happens? You'll be consuming more fuel. Then as a household, pressure cooker. Pressure cooker is a wonderful device. You know, if you are boiling eggs, you can boil eggs in an open saucepan. See, many people will not use this technology. Pressure cooker में अंडे boil करो, 5-6 मिनट में अंडे boil हो जाएंगे. जैसे आप सब्जी वगैरह कुक कर रहे हैं, प्रेशर कुकर यूज कीजिए. जितना ढक के कुक करेंगे, तो इसके लिए द गवर्नमेंट हैज एक्चुअली हैज अ बॉडी एंड द बॉडीज नेम इज PCRA. आई एम हियरिंग इट फ्रॉम माय चाइल्डहुड. ओके, पेट्रोलियम रिसर्च एसोसिएशन, कंजर्वेशन रिसर्च एसोसिएशन. ये लोग कैंपेन्स करते हैं to educate the household lady or people. Like you will always see PCRA stickers are out there. सुनिए, पेट्रोल की खपत मत कीजिए, ऊर्जा की बचत कीजिए, खाना प्रेशर कुकर में, आजकल वो सब आते ही नहीं टीवी में. So our childhood has all crossed in these things only. Like the PCRA sticker will be there. What sort of whether you are, वहां पे ऐसे आएगा आपको. अगर आप ट्रैफिक सिग्नल में है तो इग्निशन ऑफ कीजिए, गाड़ी को ट्यून कीजिए, क्लच प्लेट्स को, क्लच को बार बार मत दबाइए. मेनी पीपल हैव अ हैबिट ऑफ जस्ट प्रेसिंग द क्लच. इफ यू आर प्रेसिंग द क्लच, you are consuming more fuel than required. Have you understood? Then dependence on forest. Now there are two ways. If you now see what is the debate out here. You got petrochemicals which are producing a lot of synthetic items. Now these synthetic items are again plastics. I don't want plastics. Then what I have to do? I have to switch back to natural resources. अब natural resources से जैसे door है. Nowadays plastic doors are also available. They are much more durable. They don't go bad. They don't need maintenance. But you want a wooden door. पर आपके पास wood है कहाँ इतना? उतना भी नहीं है. So now like these tables, these are not wood. These are called MDF, microdense fibers. Okay, आपको wood के जैसा texture देगा, हल्का होगा, easily आप उठा सकते हैं, घुमा सकते हैं. Now question comes is, if you don't want plastics, do you have enough resources to meet your wooden requirement? Earlier days, if you go to your grandparents' house and all, you will see wooden doors and windows. Imagine your own community of Pebble City. So many windows. इतना आप लकड़ी से बना सकते हैं. फिर वो टेरा होगा, समर में टेरा हो जाएगा, विंटर्स में सॉग हो जाएगा, रेनी सीजन्स में सॉग करेगा. So that challenge and question is always there. To feel good, as a propaganda, you go on saying avoid plastics. We should be sharing and caring for the earth. The earth is one only. फिर आप क्या करते हो, उसमें सुंदर सा पेंटिंग बना के टाइटेनियम की लॉबी में सब चिपका के रखते हो. And next day morning, you same kids go to the bus stand where your dad takes you in what? A scooter and drops you till the bus stand. Or own transport rather than using the school bus. 5 children and 5 people go to, sure, 5 people go to the same office, they don't carpool. Yes or no? All the VIP movements that happen, so many cars. तो ये सब दिखावे की बात है, आप बात समझ रहे हैं? जब तक आप यू डोंट ओन दिस conservation of energy, then it's all like I can have a oil conservation or what World Earth Day. World Earth Day, we can organize a painting competition. Children will do a lot of paintings. Parents will pose in front of those paintings, put them with some hashtags as Instagram stories or Facebook updates, and then you're happy about it. Next day, how is the child going? Child got late. So father took his Activa from the apartment till the bus stop. क्यों चल के नहीं जा सकता है? तो ये सब आई वॉश हो जाता है. तो यहां पे हम कहते हैं, what do you say? The 4 R's. How many of you know what is the 4 R? Reduce, reuse, recycle, and
No, there are
4 R's. Reduce, reuse, recycle, and refuse. Refuse. When not required, don't use a plastic. Just because the shop is giving you, अभी आप MedPlus में जाते हैं, you're going to buy only 2 what do you call tablet strips. Why do you need the polythene? You don't need the polythene. Carry your own bag. However, if you go to a shopping mall, they are more interested to first sell you the bag और उसका बिल करेगा. So अगर आपने प्लास्टिक हटाना है तो जहां से आप हटा सकते हो हटाइए. Nowadays, if you see companies like Apple or say companies like Samsung and all, they will make all their packaging without any polythene used in it. There's no polythene. If you see an Apple product, there is no like sellotape or anything. It's got a paper tape associated with it. So they are trying to be carbon neutral. The more and more carbon neutral that you can be in your process. Yes, in that the costing of the product goes up. So that's the 4 R's. Reduce, reuse, replace, recycle and refuse. जहां हो सके refuse कीजिए, जहां हो सके recycle कीजिए. Recycling is one of the very nice option. Yes, at least you are not making many more plastics out here. ठीक है? That's all about this chapter. So what all did we study in this chapter? Let's go one by one. We started with the story of coal. So have a quick revision. Coal. Before coal, you need to understand fossil fuels, how fossil fuels are formed, processes known as carbonization. And in that, you get 2 types of fossil fuels, which we were studying a lot in detail. One is petroleum and one is coal. Yes, there's a third fossil fuel also, which is known as natural gas. Okay. Now, coal, in its process of, what is the process was that? Destructive distillation. In destructive distillation, we are all interested to get coke out from coal. And during its journey, we first get coal gas, a mixture of methane and hydrogen, which is used. Yeah. Then we get coal tar, which is a dark viscous liquid, which gives you a lot of, aromatic compounds, intermediates. And then you get coke, which is used in iron and steel industry. So that was a nutshell about the coke story. Then we come to petroleum. Petroleum, how is it formed between 2 impervious layers of rock, and then you drill out petroleum. After that, you will condition the crude oil and then send it to a refinery, which is known as the process known as fractional distillation. You refine or you distill different products on the basis of difference in their boiling points. So based on that, you will get petroleum gases, you will get diesel, you will get petrol, you will get kerosene. Aviation, you get lubricating oil, which is also known as the furnace oil. Then you get asphalt, or what is known as bitumen, and paraffin also you're getting out of it. These petroleum gases also later are used for making LPG, which you're using in your ready-made house, in your house for everyday cooking. Then comes natural gas, another fossil fuel. The natural gas can be used in, one is as piped natural gas for industries as well as in domestic for cooking, and in industries used as a fuel. Compress it, it becomes CNG, used for transportation, leaves no residue, wonderful fuel, can be piped and sent across, doesn't need anything to be mixed. And then when we study about combustion and flame, and in its liquid form, it is known as liquid natural gas, LNG, and LNG can be transported across continents also now, right? Very good. And then it is also used for power generation. Right? It is also used as power generation, which is giving a feed to GEGs, gas engine generators, or even GTGs, the gas turbine generators, where you are using gas to give an input to the turbines. So ये हो गया natural gas की कहानी. Natural gas and petroleum both can feed an industry which is known as the petrochemical industry, where you extract a lot of chemicals from natural gas as well as from petroleum. So that is actually the process is known as cracking. First, you will have a cracker unit. and after the cracker unit you get it. Though the syllabus mein nahi hai. So what are the different type of petrochemicals? Well, it can be all the aromatic compounds, it can be all sorts of plastic, synthetic fibers, fabrics, polyvinyl chloride, anything that you see around you, paint industry, auto industry, fertilizer industry, pharmaceutical industry, food processing industry, storage industry, जो देखो सारे जगह पे, सारा आपका किचन देखो ना चारों ओर, इस रूम में ही देखो सब प्लास्टिक से ही हम तो घिरे हुए हैं. Then we spoke about conservation. These are resources which are non-renewable and not going to stay with you throughout your life. So you need to be very judicious when you are using it. Look for alternative fuels. And if you are using it, also see that the process is very, very economic. Like if you're using a petrol or diesel, do not unnecessarily burn them. Use carpooling. And also see that your engines are maintained properly and follow the 4 R's, which are known as reduce, reuse, recycle and refuse. And also for cooking you can use devices like the pressure cooker, which actually economizes the consumption of natural gas. Pressure cooker jaldi cook kar deta hai gas. And one way can be that you just put 2 eggs and you keep on ढक के खाना पकाइए, cover and then cook. The more you cover and cook, the cooking process becomes faster. Because what is cooking? End of the day the sabzi has to boil, right? आलू को तो हम कच्चा नहीं खा सकते, तो आलू बॉयल होता है जब उसे हम प्रेशराइज कर देते हैं, इसलिए ढक के खाना पकाना चाहिए. So after this we will be giving you one assignment, and from now on start doing the assignment in your science book from this chapter onwards. Should there be any confusion, feel free to ask about it. So can we close this chapter then?